Onboarding new employees while remote is much harder than normal. In today's video, I'm going to share my top 5 tips to successfully and quickly onboard new employees virtually in 2021, especially for small businesses. For the most up-to-date advice and insights on creating a high-performance culture to build and grow your company, subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. Onboarding new employees is possibly the most critical component of building a high-performance team. And now that we have to do it virtually, it becomes that much more complex. My name is Sadaf Sheikh, and I've helped my clients design and create onboarding programs that get their employees producing from day one and shorten the learning curve. So let's dive in. The thing that most people don't realize is that onboarding starts from the moment you make your job offer to the final candidate. That's right, it's not the first day and it's not the first week. It's the moment you send out your offer. That's the moment you transition from talent acquisition to employee onboarding, and that's the moment that your candidate goes from potential employee to future employee. Okay, so that said, the number one piece of advice I have for you when considering a stellar onboarding experience is to start from the moment you make that verbal offer. And it's even more important when you're doing it virtually. Take the time to call the candidate instead of simply sending an email. Be excited about the news that you're sharing. Tell them why you chose them, what impressed you about them. It's so much more than just a transaction. Okay, comment below and tell me about the best offer phone call you ever made. What did you say and how did the candidate respond to your phone call? All right, the next tip I have to onboard your employees virtually is to keep them engaged between the offer and their first day. Chances are there is going to be about 2 to 3 week gap from the time you give them your offer to the time they actually start in your company. And many leaders forget to engage these new employees before they start. Here's why this is so important. That 2 to 3 week period is when people are most likely to get a counteroffer from their current employer, when they're most likely to be swayed into staying and declining your offer. Yes, even after they've signed your offer back. Believe me, I've seen it all. So what do you do instead? Well, you keep them involved in what's happening in your company. Sure, they're not officially an employee yet, but what would happen if you treated them as they were? Imagine their engagement levels. So send them the periodic email to let them know what's happening in your organization. Put a reminder or put a note in your calendar as a reminder if you're not going to remember. Send them materials to read beforehand. Nothing too confidential, of course, but perhaps, general stuff about their customers or high-level projects that you're working on. This has the added benefit of them being up to speed before they ever step foot in your door. And isn't that the whole point of onboarding, is to get them to start producing as soon as they start? If you're a small business and you're looking for a tool for onboarding, I've compiled a list of some of the greatest onboarding platforms out there, especially for small businesses. They're at all price points, including some free ones. And doesn't everyone love free? You can download a copy of this list or cheat sheet using the link in the description box below. Tip number 3 to virtually onboard your employees quickly is to plan out their first day in great detail. I mean down to the very minute of their first day planned out. This is especially important when you're onboarding remote employees because that first day can feel overwhelming and isolating even when you're in person. And when you're virtual, being away from everyone, it becomes that much more so. So for my clients, I'll plan a first day to start at around, maybe 9 o'clock, and I'll ensure that every minute of that first day after that start time is planned. Here's an example of the first day schedule that I have used with my clients. Feel free to copy it as you want. I've been using this template for several years now and have adapted it for different companies that I've worked at. So you'll see it's a simple Word document, and you'll see on the top that I have the name here for putting in a buddy, which I'm going to talk about in tip 2, so stay tuned. And then you'll see that I have pretty much every single minute of their day, that first day, accounted for, and the person who is responsible for that step. You can basically structure this in any way that you want. But there is one thing I want you to keep in mind. I always always recommend that my clients schedule a lunch with their new hires on the first day. So like, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, just some time to spend with them one-on-one with their team. And if they're remote, what I've found is, since obviously you can take them out for lunch, I found that a skip the dishes e-gift card works really well, and you can just have lunch together over video, and feel free to invite other team members to join you for lunch as well. It's just a really great opportunity for new hires to get a chance to mingle with their peers in a more relaxed environment. And then you have the rest of the day scheduled, including the time that it takes to read information. So that's basically my template for a first day orientation. This template is only a tiny taste of the type of stuff I offer in my signature program for small businesses. It's a one-of-a-kind program to help CEOs and owners of small businesses or small growing businesses to elevate further by maximizing the performance and potential of their people. If you're interested in learning more about the program, the link is in the description box below, and it's an application-only program for a select few businesses per cohort. Tip number 4 is to assign a buddy. Now, you may have heard this before, but this is incredibly important, particularly when you're onboarding virtually. And it's for 2 reasons. Number 1, you want to ensure that your new employee has someone to go to ask any questions that they might have about the company, about how things work, about potentially even their job. Number 2, it helps them feel more connected to the workplace. Having even that one person makes such a huge difference in how quickly they integrate into the company and start producing faster. So I often get asked by my leaders what the criteria is for selecting a buddy. So here's what I suggest. First off, it shouldn't be the person's manager or anyone senior for that matter in the company. I mean, I'm sure there'll be touch points between the employee and the manager throughout the course of, the early days of them joining the company, but the manager wouldn't be the assigned buddy. The person who you would assign would be a peer, typically somebody at the same level who has reasonable knowledge about the company and its processes. Okay, question time. In the comments below, let me know if you have ever used this buddy system for onboarding your employees. How did it work out for your new hires? Did they give you feedback? Did they appreciate it? Continuing to the final tip on how to onboard your new employees virtually. Tip number 5 is to give your employees their goals and objectives as quickly as possible, preferably, and this is what I tell my clients, preferably within their first week. See, when employees are new, they want to feel useful. No new employee wants to sit around waiting for work. Trust me, I know I've started my fair share of new jobs. Too many leaders tend to want to wait and kind of take it easy on the new employees. They want to protect them from, the rigors of the workload. But that actually hurts your new employees' ability to get up to speed quickly. When you take the time to go over their goals and objectives for the year, including any of your team's sort of shared goals, it gives them a sense of what they need to be doing and what they need to focus their learning efforts on. But there's an added bonus, an added benefit to giving employees their goals sooner than later. And that's their ability to learn the culture. Because as they start doing the work, they get a sense of what your corporate or company culture is. Because you see, the single biggest reason, in my experience anyway, for why new hires don't succeed in the organization where they've been hired is their inability to acclimate to the company culture. By getting them to start working as quickly as possible, you reduce the likelihood of that happening. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Remember, if you're trying to get a handle on your onboarding process, there are tools out there to help you. And I've taken this one step further. I've put a list together for you. You can find the link in the description box below. Go ahead and download it. I do hope you've had some insights from today's for some stuff that perhaps you hadn't thought about before. If so, I want you to drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Also, if you like this video, please hit the like button below and subscribe to the channel so you are notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for tuning in this week, guys, and I will see you next week, Tuesday, same day, same time.